So if you watched my video on the overall market big picture, I mentioned that I saw some setups happening in the travel sector. So I'm just going to outline a few of them in this video. The setup is not necessarily something that you should be buying right away. So just listen for the price points that I mentioned, for some resistance or for some support or things to watch for. And then you can look at scouting some entries into these setups. UAL, we had quite a good day on Friday, 8% move. Now we left a little bit of a gap below, so I'll be cautious of that gap, but you can see that we were in a falling wedge. We broke out of that on Friday. Now this key resistance right here, 51.31 is what I'm watching. We did get through that, but it is very common in this market lately to break a resistance level and then retrace a little bit. So I wouldn't be jumping into the setup, but it is one that I'm going to keep an eye on because I'd like to see a little bit of a retracement, possibly a gap fill, and then maybe we could take off into another bullish move. So I'll be watching this one for a retracement and looking for that for an entry here. BA, we still haven't made it back to our pre-COVID levels here, so that's why it has my interest. If this sector can keep the strength that is starting to exhibit, then this will definitely be on the radar. We have been bouncing off this bottom trend line here for a while. We bounced off of it. Now if we can clear this 100 SMA, which is 229.48, that's when I would be interested, or also just watching this level 232-ish area would be a good entry for this. If we can clear this with some volume, then I would be interested. JBLU, JetBlue, we were starting to get some big time strength here after we broke off of this SMA 100. We kept touching it. Then we almost made it up to our pre-COVID highs. Well, just right before COVID anyway. And then, we rejected and we pulled back pretty hard and we fell all the way down back into this EQ, which we had been in before. So we're in this sort of EQ for a while. And then on Friday, we broke through and we've got this hard level right here, 1656, that we can watch for entry. If we can break that level, 1656, then I'll definitely be interested in for entry because that will get us over the SMA 100 again. And then we can see what happens every time we get over it. Like we can get a move like that if we can break it. So it's on watch for a breakout. AAL, I just draw these patterns just to show you how I'm seeing what I'm seeing. So we had this nice big falling wedge for a long time. We broke out of it. You can see that we broke out of it. Then we hit this 22.19 level and started pulling back again. Now we've broken out of this smaller falling wedge. So I would want to see a break up this 22.19 level in order to start scouting an entry for a further continuation of this breakout, and then we'd be over the SMA 100. So that would be good. An aggressive bull could go in a little bit earlier, start to scale in since we have broken the SMA 100, but I am a little bit more cautious in the market. I would like to wait till we broke that level first. SAVE, this one is not yet as strong as the others, but I've been finding some success in this market and entering my positions a little earlier, so I like to scout them out a little bit earlier because sometimes I find when they've already broken out, you're not getting the continuation and the bigger move then. So sometimes getting in before the breakout has been good plays. So this one would be a little bit before the breakout. We are starting to bounce off this trend line, which we've been holding for a while here. And, we have the falling wedge and a little bit of a breakout, but we're not over that SMA 100 yet. So this would be an early add, and you can see it's kind of the cup and handle look here. We could actually break out here and get over the SMA 100. So an aggressive bull could start to scale in here if they want it. ALGT is a stronger chart overall because we actually did get back to our pre-COVID levels and then beyond that. So we can see here that we pulled back. We went below the SMA 100, but we've been hovering around that SMA 100. We broke through it, and with the last few days market weakness, we've seen that echoed in this ticker here, but the ticker is pretty strong. So if we do have some market strength, then this one could actually take off this SMA 100 and have a nice move. So I would keep my eye on this one and just look for some market strength to help drive this one. So this is actually the first video that I've posted on setups, but I am kind of known in the Discord of posting setups all the time. So I just wanted to point out that a setup isn't necessarily an entry. I will give you levels that I think should be broken before entries, but they are tickers that should be on watch for moves that could come right around the corner. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, please consider subscribing. If you have any ideas for tickers or anything you'd like me to chart, please post it in the comments, and have a great week.